guys! Yes, we are live again tonight and we have a show for you. So let me just click on the music and we shall get started. 2 secs. Gotta love boring backgrounds, aren't we? Yeah. There we go. Hopefully you can all hear that. So now we can crack on with the show. Yes, tonight is going to be mission night, where we will be doing the missions associated with the Deep Space Nine arc, and also we'll be looking at... Oh, I've got a little shadow there. I thought I got rid of that damn thing. So we'll be doing the missions, and also we're going to be looking at the quiz that was just dropped tonight as well. Anybody who's caught Rev Juicy's video that he's dropped as well will know that this quiz is slightly different. It's going to require you to know the scripts of Deep Space Nine. Yes. Now, unfortunately, not everyone is as sad as me, where you'll probably know most of the scripts. So that's going to bug me like mad. So let me just see if you can find a better angle. There we go. That should be... There we go. That's a bit better. So we'll be doing that as well. And also, as everyone can see on the far side of my docks, I have the Dwarfisha lined up. Yes, I'll also be showing you a little thing that just came up, well, within the last couple of days, that I noticed about the Dwarfisha, which can work for anyone below Ops 42. And free to play. Yes, free to play. So, we'll check that out a bit later on in the show. So, we're going to start off with the missions. Yes, so we're going to shrink me down a wee bit. I'm going to move myself up there, and then it'll make it easier for us to access more of the screen. So if anyone thinks the music is a bit too loud, please also do state it in the comment section down below. Also, I want to please ask that you like and subscribe as well. More subscribers, the further we get on to actually getting the community page on YouTube, which means I can give more updates more frequently. So I have been thinking about using the shorts to just throw up random videos about what upcoming content and all that, but yeah, I'm not quite convinced about it. Have I got a dark spot at the bottom of my screen? I have. I've got a dark spot down there, haven't I? Hey. But, there it is. It's all gone. So let's just... Now, before we start with the missions, those of you who remember my Armada video, which was the last video I released, I mentioned about these and I wasn't able to open them all properly. Now, I just want to quickly touch on them as well, because it was a bit rushed. It was a long video. But anyway, so this is going to be your basic box. And obviously, this is also going to work towards helping your alliance. So, as you can see, you've got your subspace superconductors. They're what you're actually going to need to build the starbase. Every single player in your alliance is responsible to provide them. Yes, everybody in your alliance. It doesn't matter whether you're a big alliance or a small alliance, whether you're a baby player or you're a whale. Your responsibility. Go pull them. Also, please tell me, which Armadas did you think was actually more important, the regulars or the new Cardassian ones? Like I say, I'm still siding with the Cardassians, but sourcing directives is an issue. Nothing new there. Next up is the Alliance Reserves. Now, you're going to, your Commodores and Admirals will need them to move your starbase around the various nodes. You don't need to worry too much about them. You leave that to them. Yeah, I'm not a Commodore. I can't do anything to the base. I threw a paddy with my alliance and I turn around and says, I don't care if you demote me. Yeah, one way to get kicked out of the ability to do anything to the starbase. But they still value my input, so that's good. We'll leave it at that for now. Now, alliance points. Obviously, that is your personal reputation, which which you're going to need for your research. Which also brings on further across is the assembly medals, which is also your new currency for doing the new starbase research. And obviously, in this chest, you're going to have a chance pull of either 1800. 475 or 400. Yeah. Now, You can tell by the prices down below that they're not very linear. They are exponential. But the one thing is, the Cardassian loot, which you will need for these, is relatively easy to come by if your alliance does plenty of uncommon armadas. Like I said, the average player can get 2 uncommon armadas per week. You'll get one through just doing your regular dailies and collecting those milestones. The second one is you going into your alliance store, scrolling across and spending some alliance credits on the directives. You spend 250 alliance credits just for a mere 100 directives. Bit of a crap exchange, but there you go. That's good. That's the way it's always been since Armadas was released. Unfortunately now, with the dropping of the Cardassian Armadas, they really do need to change that timer from a 7-day timer right down to a 24-hour timer. It needs to be down to 24. It's the best way to do it. And also increase the sourcing of alliance credits, because you only get, what, 25 per day? So, yeah, that needs to be addressed, Scopely, really does. Also, there is a speed ups in here as well, which your Commodores and Admirals can use to speed up the constructions and upgrades of buildings and, yeah, the buildings, basically. So, this is pretty much guaranteed, with the exception of these assembly medals, as I mentioned, which are RNG. Don't expect to get the high one. I've regularly been pulling the 3 chests. So, there you go. So, ooh, that's not bad. 2,775 medals. I should be able to do at least a couple of bits of research with that. But we will touch on that later on in the show as well. But as well as you can see, I've got 45,000 reputation points as well. So that's going to help me a great deal. Now, moving on to the next chest. The Alliance Autism. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what that word's. I can't pronounce that word. Autism or something like that. But anyway, this one is purely aimed at your alliance. Now, there is a bit of a bonus for yourself in the form of the 75,000 alliance credits, but everything else in this chest is actually aimed at the starbase. So, it's entirely up to you if you want to claim this one, if you want to go for it. Trust me, that 75,000 is a godsend. Again, the prices are not linear. I don't go too far with this one. I only go for the single chest. There you go. And literally, that's a pull. It's a guaranteed pull, this chest, so not too much to worry about. Now, the final chest is this one, is the Marquee Bounties. Again, this one is aimed at both your alliance and yourselves. It's a more advanced one. It uses the Superior Cardassian loot. The alliance one also uses the Superior Cardassian loot. I should have mentioned that bit in the chest. But again, as you see from the prices below, it is not linear. And again, it's exactly the same as your solo, but yeah, it's not much of an improvement. Actually, it's a little bit of improvement with the Alliance points. The Alliance points are now trebled, so instead of just being 15,000 per chest, it's now 45,000 per chest. But again, you're still, with the assembly medals, which is in this chest, are still on RNG. And it's only doubled. I mean, if you look at 800, 950, if you remember from the first one, it was 400 and 475, so they're just doubled. 3650, again, that is just doubled from the top line. And again, I'll only pull single chests because these are very difficult to come by. So there you go, I got the 950, but I still got me 45,000 alliance points. So, now, so there's stuff there that's automatically dumped straight into the alliance base. And, yeah, so which means my Admiral and Commodores can crack on with that. Now, we've properly addressed that issue. Let me just see if my directives are... Oh, I have an epic chest. Aha! We shall pull that in just 1 minute. But no, again, I've still got 24 hours until, unfortunately, I can pull some directives. Yeah. What a shame. But anyway, let's go pull this epic chest, shall we? So, ooh, what can we find in here? Oh, some nice juicy little things. Yeah. So... Jellyfish, I no longer need because I'm working on my jellyfish up to tier 5. Yes, I've already got a couple of weapons. The armor and the shields done up to tier 5. I'm just working on the rest of it. Unfortunately, like everybody else, it's the grind for the materials. That's the problem. But anyway, and then you also got some officer badges. Really could do with them being changed from RNG to guaranteed because there is way too much RNG in this game. Way too much. Now, the Enterprise blueprints I don't need. The D4 blueprints I could do with. I'm currently standing at 101 blueprints. So, a pull of 150 will guarantee me a D4. Where I'm going to get that is another matter. And then obviously the auger. So let's go on, let's go and pull it. And what do we get? 6 jellyfish blueprints. So I'm well on my way to getting my second jellyfish. Yay. And yeah, there we go. So that's pretty much... On one hand, it's not too bad. The pulls are alright, but I mean the alliance credits, the faction credits, I'll definitely take. So, but yeah. So, but anyway, speaking of alliance credits, how do you guys think about the new chests? I mean, oh, look at that! I'm nearly up to the next level. Nearly to the next level. Urgh. How much do I need? I need. I only need 25,000. Ooh. So I better put that in my alliance chat. Anyone running Cardi Matters need move myself down a second. 25k rep points to next level. So there we go, just put it out there, see if anyone's actually running them, but who knows. Now Discovery is also oh, there you go, there's the black section appeared again. Oh, it's the shadow of the planet. How stupid can I be? But anyway, so Discovery is currently on Dock A, so we are going to be running the Discovery for the missions, only calling in a warship as and when I need to. In theory, I shouldn't really need to. Now, the crew I'm going to show you quickly running for this one is purely that. Have I got any below deck? No, I haven't, because I don't waste my time putting a below deck with the Discovery. The Discovery is basically a glorified taxi service, yes. So all I need is them 3 officers, full synergy, and off we go. For those who are unaware of the Discovery, who could end up watching this video later date, this is why Captain Stamets, Network Navigator, he does the cost efficiency for jumping and summoning, and when he's maxed out, when he's at a decent level, mine's at 26%, I think mine's tier 4, so yeah, he's going to do that. Now his officer ability is, yeah, okay, went up against a player, yeah. The Discovery, you don't use Discovery for PvP except for joint specific events. So on the side I've got Ariam, again, that's for capture node stuff, and again, not needed. I've got her on there purely for synergy. But the other officer you definitely want on there is Hugh. Yes, Hugh Colber increases cost efficiency of jumping and summoning of the Discovery by 25%. So stack that with Stamets, the rare Stamets, I must add, rare Stamets, he will be a bonus. So that is what the crew I'm going to be running on this one. And obviously they'll target any hostiles as and when. The bonus is the Enterprise is going to be going out on running around. So let's jump into the base and jump to the holodeck. Now the first one we're going to do is we're going to start with the beginning. Now for those who remember the last stream, we did do some missions. I did one of the side missions, and it turns out I shouldn't have done really one of them because it gave me a glimpse into something more. Evening, Lou. How you doing, buddy? So yes, so I shouldn't have done them. But what we did learn in those missions was that a spy device had been placed on Deep Space Nine at some point during the main core missions. Yes, main core missions are obviously Ops 35 and above. Sorry for guys lower than that, but that's what Scopely set them at. But of course, you've got some other missions as well. So we know there's a device planted on Deep Space Nine. We know for a fact that Deep Space Nine was attacked by the Cardassians during the Trouble on the Home Front mission. So what we're going to do is we are going to do those missions. We're going to play through them, and we'll see what we have. So without further ado, let's crack on with the first mission. So, Trouble on the Home Front, Part 1. Now, I don't know what these are going to pay out. Should be, hopefully, not too bad. So we're going to click on there. So, incoming transmission, putting it on screen. So, I'm not going to keep reciting what's actually displayed in the in the chatter box. But it looks like our old friend Quark has come back to bring us another mission. Now, before we actually do carry on with this mission, for those of you who do remember the Ferengi arc, the missions, there was one particular set of missions where it ended with Quark dropping a big hint about Deep Space Nine coming up. I can't remember what he said, but there was a specific hint. It was literally the last thing he said. If you remember that mission, if you remember that one, please drop it in the comment section, because I'd love to be reminded about which one it was and what he said. But it was a big hint about Deep Space Nine coming up, so it makes sense that for the main core missions, Quark is returning. So that's just off the top of my head. So if it isn't his favourite mercenary, so how's life treating us? Well, you know, same poo, different day. You know, that's wonderful. Now we've got the pleasantries out of the way. Let's get down to business. Yes, and it's one that we should not decline. All right, here we go. So now we're off to a G3 gas system. Yes. So Discovery is all lined up. Let's go. So meeting with Quark, and hopefully I'm going to get them easier. So there we go. So I'll tell you what, we're going to actually fly in on this one for the 2 minutes. So what I'll do is, while that's happening, is we're going to cross to espionage, because as everyone knows, we've got the new counterintelligence. Yes, more questions. Now this, if you've watched the Rev Juice live stream, no, not live stream, the video that he put out this evening, he's obviously giving out the answers, and it shows that you need to know your script. So the first one we've got coming up is, well, I guess that means the end of our Starfleet careers. Now, oh my god, I'm trying to remember all the episodes that I said, because this is one where, oh, that is it, The Search Part 2, because if you remember during the episode The Search, the Defiant came into Deep Space Nine. It was the start of season 3. Yeah, start of season 3. Defiant came into the show, and they took the Defiant into the Gamma Quadrant. It was the episode after the destruction of the Galaxy-class USS Odyssey to a suicidal Jem'Hadar bug ship. So they also went into the wormhole. They ended up getting attacked, and they were taken prisoner by the Dominion. Then they were left, put in some sort of restraints and everything, and left to do a simulation where the Dominion took a foothold in the Alpha Quadrant by signing a treaty with the Federation to basically take care of Bajor and everything. The Romulans weren't invited to it, caused a big hoo-ha, and obviously they ended up destroying, the DS9 crew ended up destroying the wormhole to stop the Dominion coming in any further. But the answer to this one is E. Bashir. And why do I actually feel like I've actually got that completely wrong? But anyway, if I have got that wrong, please do correct me if I'm wrong. But it is a good one, The Search. I do like that show. It was sad to watch the Odyssey get blown up in the one before it, but anyway. So Bashir, so what we've got to do is go and destroy a red dot. Yay! More red dots! So, Sonika, so what I'll do is, I'm right, oh, thank God for that. Woo! I said I watched Rev Juice's video, and I was actually surprised, so, okay. So before we end up having a Sonika, Quark's back, so we're glad we can made it, and, okay, yeah, fine, what do we need? Straight to the point. I don't know if you noticed, the dust between the Klingons and the Romulans has thrown the entire galaxy into chaos. Beautiful, distracting chaos. But it's more. There's never been more profitable time procuring specialists. I have cargo quantity just waiting to be delivered to my loyal customers. You would exploit war for profit. Well, of course you would. It's a Ferengi rule of acquisition. Of course he's going to exploit war. It's part of their code. War is good for business. Peace is good for business. War's better. Guns are a lot more expensive and people will pay for guns. So it looks like we have to travel to Tal Ceti. Yay! So what we're going to do is send the Discovery over there. Yes, do not worry. I will be jumping the Discovery at some points as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for this system. SOH. Let's try that one. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't work properly. But anyway, so send the Enterprise to this system. Now, yes, we're going to cover quite a few different things at the same time. Whew. But yeah, so it looks like a couple of my Alliance members are willing to join an Armada, but unfortunately nobody's actually running one. I guess I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow. Yeah, just wait till tomorrow evening. That's not a problem for me. I can always wait and level up to the next level. The one thing I have noticed about those Alliance levels, though, is they actually go up in similar to your faction levels. Yeah. So Consort, the next one I think is Respected, I think. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, so the Enterprise is heading here. The Discovery is on its way. There we go. The Discovery is about to enter the system. Enterprise just entered the system, so I'm going to attack that. And also wait for Quark to come up. So it looks like I'm going to take care of the hostile before Quark comes back up. Which is fine. It's fine. So I bet some of you will be watching and wondering, am I actually going to bring up the Fisher yet? Yes, the Fisher is still coming. Do not worry. It is coming. So there we go. So there we've taken out the first one. Let's claim the rewards for that. Ooh, Isolina chips. Ooh. So here we go. About time, Quark. Oh, great. It has to be the Orion. Oh, You're a menace. Yes, he is a menace. He's a bloody menace. Take your Latinum and get out of here before someone sees you. Okay, so excellent work, Commander. Okay, so next up I have some Elonian spice wine going to Klingons. I'm spicing with the Klingons, but they pay top price for this stuff. So now we've got to go to Klingon space. Yay! And I'll tell you what we are going to do with this one. Boom! We're going to jump it. Yes, we're going to jump it. So I do have a fair whack of go-go juice to do it. So let's have a look at the rewards I'm getting for this one. Yee, not bad. So 25 seconds. So what I'll do is we'll get this one. Hi, Matthew. Welcome to the show, mate. Also, welcome to everyone else who is actually watching. Please feel free to join in the chat. Have a chat in the chat. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. It'll be interesting to hear everyone's opinion and see what you all think of the show. I have already posed a question about Armadas. How do you feel about the new Cardassian Armadas? Are they better? Does it work better for you in the long run? But anyway, we've got some spice. Quark, guaranteed worth its weight in Latinum. Oh, Klingons, you never know if you get paid Latinum or get handed your innards. Yeah. So, it's perplexed by the casual nature of these transactions with battles mere hours. People, independent humans, Romulans. Okay, doesn't matter, yeah. I tell you what, some of these things can be a little bit boring, but yeah, that's how they go. It's all a matter of perspective. So now we've got some Reman rebels to supply. So now we're going to have to fly across the Romulan territory. And because the box has not appeared, I'm going to have to jump into this. So let's find our mission. There it is. And these are rewards we're going to be getting. Ooh, that's some nice looking Latinum there. 2,000 Latinum. So, but yeah. And I blew all that Latinum I got out of the treasury. Yeah, I finally blown it. Research. And going for Cisco. I'm going to get an extra shine of Cisco here. Ooh, I'm going to get 1 out of the quiz. 2 out of the quiz. That's another 3. The chance that I might get Cisco before Friday. Yeah, might get him before Friday. But anyway, so there we go. So let's click on OK, and it's going to take us to the Romulan system we have to go to. So now we're going to send a Discovery there on a warp while we look at question number 2. So, question number 2 is, I know how much your career means to you. Now, this is a line I don't particularly remember. But it is said by one of the characters in one of the probably the most ideal love couple settings of Star Trek, and that was Jadzia Dax and Worf, because Worf was so career driven. He was so what's the phrase? He was so, yeah. He was driven. He was driven for his heritage, his culture. Yes, he was part of Starfleet, but he still held a strong part of Kronos in his heart, and he wanted to do things the Klingon way. When it comes to marrying Jadzia, he wanted a proper Klingon ceremony. So, which means Jadzia had to get on her hands and knees to Cruella de Vil, or whatever her name was, Martok's wife, for joining the House of Martok. But Jadzia also knows how much Worf values his career. So this is obviously going to be Jadzia, so now we need to go to Mari. So let's jump out of there. Are we going to get the mission pop up? No, we still got 29 seconds. So let's just quickly jump into there and MAR. Right, we'll start with there, and there we go. So that's the one we need to go to. So send the Enterprise there. Obviously, if you're never sure about whether or not you go into the correct system, just look for the big level players. As Rev said, a lot of big level players will come down to the lower level systems. Why? Because it's the only time that they do. Oh no. We're going to be boarded. So in other words, we're going to get into a fight here. So Quark is now going to try and blabble his way out of this one, so we don't get killed, or we don't end up in a fight. Nice, a sweet thing to say to me. Now, do you want these medical supplies or not? Okay, so we're going to get out. We're not going to have a fight. So all he's doing is handing over. So, how fares the war for the Remans? Well, why ask about the Remans? So the rebellion was well timed. With the Senate distracted by the Klingons, they are vastly outnumbered. No matter their movement, it seems like the Tal Shiar have foreseen it. What's new? The Tal Shiar do. Well, yeah. So, but anyway, so Battle Losers, Command Commander. So where are we going next? Figures, don't have to tell us. So, return to Alfretus. And how long are we going to take there? So we're going to take a minute. Oh, hello, we don't want the Enterprise, do we? We want the Discovery. Still a minute 35. So we'll fly in. Let's go kill a red dot in here and crack on with the next part of part 3. So the one thing is as well, with doing these quizzes, you do have to wait till you complete this bit for that green thing to appear in the corner and collect that before you can actually move on. Yeah, it's a pain in the backside, really. But so here we go, some more. Now, for those who have noticed as well, in my resource column at the top in corner, I've got 195 billion steel. How did I get that? Has Pegasus actually been raided? No. Pegasus decided to put all his tokens in to show off to one member of his alliance about the importance of a steel wall when it comes to raiding. Yes, about the fact the bigger your steel wall, the better it is. I showed her with, because we was raiding another player, and I showed her my Antares. It was pulling more than me Amalgam was, so my Antares went better. And I showed her what was in my cargo bay and how it's predominantly all steel. And obviously stressing the point of steel wall. It's an old thing in this game. A lot of experienced players know it. The steel is easy enough to replace, so... But yeah, and my dilithium was actually below 30 odd million. So I dumped that in as well. But anyway, here we go. The next one then. Yeah, what kind of people give those orders? Now, this was a predominant line, and this is what you call a sucker punch. Yes, it's a sucker punch. For those who have watched RevJuice video, you'll know exactly which scene I'm on about. This was on the Starfleet Runabout when Kira was sent out to help the Cardassian Rebellion in Season 7 of Deep Space Nine. It was early on, and the Dominion was getting rather peeved with the rebellion, so they decided to hunt out the leader of the rebellion, Damar, hunt out his family, and they, in classic Dominion style, killed him. And obviously he received word while he was on the runabout, while they were going, I think they was actually heading out to a shipyard to commandeer a Dominion warship that was being fitted with a Breen weapon. So they were hoping to get hold of one of them and take it back to Starfleet for them to work on it and, you know, get the fleet back online to fight it, especially after the Battle of Chintaka. Oh God, I hate stuttering some days. But it was like, what kind of people give those orders? And without thinking, classic Kira style, she went in for the knockout blow, and he was like, how dare you? He never said it, he walked off. And Kira stood there and went, stupid. That was so stupid. But Garak was also there, and he said, actually, what you just said, he'd be more receptive to it. Sometimes people need a dose of cold water, and that's exactly what that was for Damar. It was a dose of cold water. And obviously, what was Kira referring to? The occupation, where the Cardassians obviously strip-mined Bajor, and they raped Bajoran women, they, killed kids and things like that. The Cardassians were very horrible to the Bajorans, as most of you will be aware. But anyway, so next part of the mission, you seemed sympathetic for a moment there, Quark. No, not me, just about... Oh, he's more interested about his money. If the fails, then they won't think to tell the Romulans who was supplying them. War is good for business. It comes with risks, placing bets. So that's the end of the first part of that. So while we're doing that, I'm just going to get the Enterprise to go blast that. I'm going to collect that and get the missions and get this lovely guy. As you can see, I'm now on 90. With that one, I'm now on 99. Ooh, 11 away. I'm definitely going to be getting him this month, and which means I have actually completed, free to play, the whole triad of officers. Yes. If you pulled your treasury and you went in those leaderboards, I can't believe the last one was a cross server one, but I should have read the information more properly. That's my fault. And the next leaderboard for Cisco will also be a cross server one, if I remember correctly. So, anyway, are we finished with Quark? No, not by far. So it's time to introduce you to a little slice of paradise. Though I need you to pick me up some supplies from my office. He's not coming to my office. My office is on my starbase. Contraband safe house. We're about as discreet as a drunk Nautican. How discreet are they? I don't know. Ask Picard. So, we're going to have to travel out to... Where's this? Okay. I don't remember this one. But anyway, let's head out there. So, minute 21, and we're going to do a straight jump. Let's have a look, see if we can find it. It's a level 25 system. Oh, it's one of those systems. So, which means we are probably coming up for kicking somebody's butt. Yeah, lovely. We'll have a look at the rewards in just a minute as well. So are we there yet? Nope, nearly there. Oy. Right. Did the Enterprise actually do its part? Probably not. Let's see if we can get that in quickly. There we go. So, one dot. So, what's in these crates? Nothing special. Just some stuff. I buy it every now and again when Sainsbury's has got it on cheap. For those across the pond who don't know what Sainsbury's is, it's basically it's a supermarket with corner shops. Or mini-marts, as you like to call them. Mini-marts. Nothing special, just some substances, illegal smuggled, all the super pursuits, blah blah blah. Clientele, special tastes, perhaps not asking. Yeah, good philosophy. Oh, now we're going to the Bajoran star system. Yay! So which means now we will end up going to Deep Space Nine. I'm guessing anyway. So I'm not even going to bother doing that. We're going to go all the way up, and here we go. Bajora. Oh, Bajora? The Bajoran star system, and it's going to take us 2 minutes to fly there. So what we're going to do in that time, excuse me, is we're going to jump on to the next part of the mission. So what's going on here? Counterintelligence 3. Oh, that's right. We need to. I didn't move my ship, did I? So Kira was the answer to this one, as we remember, and that's what you get for taking your mind off things, doing too much at once. Yes, too much at once. So, here we go. AUM. Doom. There we go. So, now send that. Oh, that's not going to take us long to get there, is it? No. So, now I was having a chat with another player earlier today, and they were saying about how they're not in the game as much now because the release of Deep Space Nine has been such a mess up. And to be honest, I had to agree with him. How is everybody actually finding Deep Space Nine so far? Are you enjoying it? Has it been a pain in the backside? I mean, it's like I'm finding Deep Space Nine okay. It's not ticking all the boxes for me, that's for sure. He beat me to it. It's definitely not ticking all the boxes for me, and obviously this was meant to be the crowning achievement of the year for us, especially after the crap year we've had so far. But I mean, we've certainly learned so far that on the last live stream that Cisco's character in this is far from Cisco-y. So it's definitely not Captain Cisco that I remember. But so right, so we've got 17 seconds. So we're going to come up to the next part of the mission. So we'll call that. But yeah, Deep Space Nine. I'm a little bit deflated with it so far, but Rev and DJ said you do need to wait for the full 4 months. It will all pan out by the end of it. So it's something we're just going to have to grin and bear. Struggling, put yourself back together. Yes, okay, so we're going to Bajor now. And yeah, those appear to be Starfleet vessels. Oh, lovely. On the other side, but Starfleet is going to want to search your ship before they let you dock. Oh, are we gonna have to shoot them? So how are we gonna get past the Starfleet vessels? Let's have a look at the rewards. Oh, Latinum or 5 days worth of speed ups. Right now, I can tell you now. Just looking at this, the way I look at these is what value is it to me? Now, I can tell you that middle one straight out is going to be worth nothing. 815,000 dilithium and 27.6 million steel. Well, the steel, you can see, I've got 195 billion. Dilithium, I've got 1 billion. So are they going to be worth anything to me? Not really. So it's going to come down to the other two. Is it going to be the Latinum? Or is it going to be the 5 days worth of speed ups? Either way, they've both got 4 million titanium with them. Now, I can tell you what's going to be value for me while I'm choosing this one. And it's going to be this one here. Because 5 days worth of speed ups, okay, that is 1,500 Latinum. Because it costs 300 Latinum per day speed up. So 5 days, exactly, Lube. It's over 10 days worth. 10 days, 16 hours, based on that. Because the 8 hours is only 100 Latinum. So 200, that would be 16 hours. So for me to do this one is going to be the value. And the answer is, I've got to bribe them. Well, who better to bribe them than Quark? So, yeah. But even Starfleet officers susceptible to bribery. So by the looks of it, we've got to... Oh, and now we've got to pay some dilithium out. So now that's a bit of a sucker punch, isn't it? Because that middle one would have covered this cost. But if you went for the middle one, would you have had to pay this? Because obviously that is where the mission splits into 3 lines. Which line do you take? Obviously we've gone for the one where I'm still going to end up spending 850,000 dilithium. Not a problem. There you go. So approaching Bajor, submits for inspection. Perhaps this would change your mind. You're attempting to persuade me allowing you access to Bajor without the requisite inspection. Oh dear. Vulcans. You can always trust a Vulcan. The Palmer Act? What? I've never heard of the Palmer Act in Star Trek. Section 3, subsection 7. We're going to get into a fight. Yay! So, looks like we're going to come up with a new plan. Oh, okay, so basically we're just going to move down. Now, this bit is a bit of a pain in the rear. It's like, okay, we're just moving little mounts just to do the next bit of the mission. What mess have you gotten us into? Oh, so now he's blaming us. He's blaming us. Yeah, so we're going to need a distraction. I have no idea. Okay, you said yourself that we needed a distraction. Okay, so Quark's now going to run off and do something. And again, we're just going to move up a little bit to do the next bit. Why? Just put it all in one go. That's the way I see it. Just put it all in one go. Oh, so now he's going to talk to the Vulcan. Tempted to bribe Starfleet officer. Given your reputation among Starfleet personnel in this area, it is logical that you may have information. Oh, here he goes. Now he's going to try and sweet talk her. Now remember the episode, The Marquis. Sakona. That will be the one. Remember how Quark used to try and seduce her? Until he found out she was an arms dealer. Yes. I ran off. Naturally, I ran them off. Then we'll investigate per regulation AL73N. What? That's Scopely trying to create a new legal system for Starfleet. Now we can make our drop off. So, I'm guessing we're going to be in the Bajoran system. Yes, we are. So, before we go there, though, let's have a quick look at the rewards for this one. Because obviously, dock at Deep Space. You know, just one of those moments where you go, duh. Yeah, duh. We know what rewards we're going to get because we chose them. Well, I chose them. But yeah. So, there was a bit of a... So, oh dear. Right, I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm going to have to pause the live stream there because my son has just woken up. So I'm going to go try and get him back to sleep, and then I will be back down. So please, just keep an eye out for the live stream reappearing. It will be back, and obviously we'll come back with this. So let's just quickly see what he's got to say before we do this. Okay, boom. I'll show you around, and there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this right here. So we're not going to do any more, but I will be back. So catch you in hopefully just a few. Boom.